Good morning. Good morning, YouTubers, stock Twitters, and other passerbys. I'm Bagadon, Stock Market Caddy. It is Wednesday, May 24th at about 11 a.m. And you're watching Swing Machine monitor and trade the markets. We also have a little program running. That's what's posting the numbers down in here and posting the trades up here. That's all being done robotically. And we'll take a look with you. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. I'm not going to be chatting here. We'll give you a chance to watch up until about noon. Then we're going to need the resources on the computer. But you can post any questions you might have, whether you're here live or if you see this at a later date, because these things stay up and sometimes people pass through and see it. And you're welcome to send us an email. You're also welcome to call us at 813-758-8263. Also, too, just a kind of a short mention, we usually say down at the bottom, visit the website. At the moment, our website is down. It's under construction. We were trying to launch a newer website, and proved to be a bit of a challenge for the hosting company. We had some plugins that weren't quite compatible, and they've asked us to bear with them, which is what we're trying to do. And so hopefully relatively soon, we're either going to have to float back to the original website and or get the newer one uploaded. We will ultimately have a new website, because if they can't get done what they need or tell us they can get done, we will just migrate to a new hosting service. So I won't say who they are, but we're kind of at their mercy a little bit. So if you try to click on the website, you get something that says, I think, under construction or something. We've been around a long time, and the website has been around a long time. So that was the idea, was to upgrade it. And so that's what's going on there. Let's take a look at the markets, and we'll highlight this together with you. Let me do this. And I'll do it in, how about we'll do it in red, because the market is, well, let's first do this in green. We'll go to the VIX, because the VIX is long on a 5-minute interval right here. The VIX went long at 1:55 a.m. 1:55 a.m. And let's get this. The ES went short at 1:45 a.m. And if you took that trade, yeah, you're up $2,100. And then the last signal on the NQ is at 5:20 a.m. Early bird gets the worm. And if you took that trade and you still have it, you're up 2,600. Then the Dow at 9:35 this morning, had your donut, had your bagel, you're up $600. And then the Russell also gave it up at 8:40. 8:45. And then gold is not such a happy camper either, or they're happy if you're short, 9:25. And then oil is relatively flat. That's what Swing Machine is doing. But we're not running, this particular program is not running Swing Machine. It is running something different, and which we're constantly working on. This new concept, and that's what it's doing. And that's been running since 10 p.m. last night, and has posted what you see here. And all those trades are going in on their own, So I know what you're going to say. Oh, it's the debt ceiling. Oh, it's that. Oh, that's what it is. It's the debt ceiling. Oh, McCarthy's going to do it. Folks, we just don't pay any attention to any of that. We discussed this a little bit the other day. We've all known about the debt ceiling. It's always something, right? And similar to back in COVID, right? We knew about COVID, and the market didn't care until it cared, So there's always something. Maybe it's the debt ceiling, maybe it's COVID. No, I'm joking. I don't think it's COVID now, but there could be some other thing lurking under the waters, so to speak. And so we just don't get caught up in the narratives at all. It's just kind of a waste of time. We just presume that from the smallest trader investor to the guy to see where Kyle Icons lost like $9 billion. Poor bastard, right? 87 years old, has lost 9 billion of his net, maybe even more. And oh, bear with me. Sorry about that. But so we don't really get caught up in the narratives. We just try to track the money flow and try to capture some profits each and every day. 24 trading days in a month, take off Friday, get down to 20, and you can do the math from there. And if we can trade mechanically, robotically, it makes life simpler. Don't have to concern ourselves with all that noise. It's, on the Twitter sphere, on the cable stations, and it's just, it's just buffoonery. It has nothing to do with anything. You might consider Swing Machine Plus to be like a modern day ticker tape. Now, I was asked a question the other day, and we were just signing off, and I didn't get a chance to answer it. Somebody posted, "What's the performance? What is the performance of, any aspect of Swing Machine Plus?" We can drill down. We can take this very program and put it onto a chart, and we can drill down to where the trades would have been over the last week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. We can do that. We can actually drill down and see what the average run-ups were, what the average rundowns were. When it comes to performance, we do not make any claims whatsoever about performance. We're not managing any money. We're not, specifically giving out specific buys and sells. So we don't make any claims there, but these are trading tools. The reason we also don't get caught up into the performances, let me explain. If a member of ours set his computer to take this trade at 1:45 a.m., it's possible that he put a profit target on that trade at $1,000, and that $1,000 is in his account. Now, Swing Machine is continuing to run, right? So we don't have built in here in this view, we have not built in profit targets and stops and exits that one could do, right? So these tools could be on your desktop. So you get to control that, even though it's mechanical and robotic. You can set that, and you can affect your own outcome, and you might do better than me or better than someone else. And in the end, it doesn't matter what anyone else does. And that's where your trading maturity will, either grow or not. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. It only matters what you're doing. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, you may be looking for something that doesn't exist. We're not, and that's why our individual programs are not for sale. Individual programs. We provide everything. We provide the education, we provide everything, all the tools, so that you can build them yourself and work with them yourself, all of them. And your performance will be your performance. Makes sense? I hope so. If you have any questions, let us know. We're going to let you watch. And right now the time is 11:15. We'll have to turn down at noon. And but you can see what Swing Machine has done here, is posted, and then this little trader up here is this little robot here, and it's been trading since 10 p.m. last night. It's been higher. It was get up to about 1400, but it's doing okay. And that's what it is doing, right? Now it's entirely possible, another person could take this, a trading robot, and could set it on something else or set it on a different something, right? It can be any number, and maybe they'd be doing better, maybe they'd be doing worse. So you do need to have good acquired trading skill to work with these programs, right? Just because, okay, and the machine just took a trade there. I don't know if you heard that in my headphones. Just because it can do it robotically doesn't mean, just because you have, a cruise control on your airplane doesn't mean that you can fly, right? You have to have some piloting skill and hours behind the cockpit to get it done. So enjoy. Any questions, let us know. We can I can pull up the trade manager analysis on this little strategy and give you some specifics on what it's doing. Now, this has just been doing it since 10 p.m. last night, so you got to be careful, and we're not extrapolating, and you want to be careful about extrapolating to anything. So some of the trading characteristics here of this strategy can tell you it has a profit factor of 2.24 since 10 o'clock last night. It's making $2.24 for every dollar expended in either losses or commissions. It's had a total number of 11 trades. It's been profitable in 63.64% of those trades. Let's see. The largest winning trade is $667. The largest losing trade is $427. So that's always helpful. Maximum consecutive winning trades have been 3. She had 3 winners in a row. She only had 1 loss in a row, maximum consecutive. Let's see what else we can tell you. Now, I think it's a little bit early to extrapolate out an annual rate of return, but needless to say, it's quite high. But we're not going to do that. I'm not going to, I start saying that, then people start, getting crazy. Percent of time in the market is high. It says 56%. It's actually, I'm surprised it's not a little higher than that. And let's see what else we can tell you. The average time in trades is 41 minutes. So the trade lasts about 41 minutes. And this sort of data can help us understand what the strategy and what the trading robot is doing. It can help us to better understand and help us have some expectations so that we can better manage our emotions. Could I come in here and mechanically intervene? Yeah, I could. So for instance, like that trades up $60, $65, $50. Could I go up and intervene and grab that money? Yeah, I could. I could. Am I going to? No, I'm not. No, I'd rather not, right? I'd rather not. That has to be, that is also a learned skill. And that has to be learned. That has to be acquired. It isn't as easy. It's a leap of faith because this trading robot, as you're about to see, hopefully not on this one, but she'll get some trades wrong. But if she does what we have programmed it to do, she hopefully won't stay wrong for long. But that's what we're monitoring. If you have any questions, let us know. We can also bring into view for the purposes of YouTube. Let me do this. Let me bring this over. And this is, let me erase these. Let me erase that for a minute so it won't be so confusing. This is another radar that is picking up this thing here, picking up trades for us off the S&P 500. So we can use other tools to trade stocks using options. And let me just bring into view what this looks like. Oops, oh, maybe not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful. I'm not trying to do too much with my computer. Okay. All right. So there are a total, there's a label row in this. There's not 43. See, here's 43. There's actually 42. And it has generated buy and sell signals. This is just today. And just today, here's today's date. Here's the entry price. Here's the trade purse, and here's the stop. Now, the trade purse is based on a $10,000 trade. So if person had shorted $10,000, they'd have a 7% return. That's what that is, 7%. Now, out of 42, 43 trades, there have been mostly short, a few buys, and we're profitable in virtually every single one. Which is pretty darn good. And this is how we go about our trading. This is where what did I just do? Oh, I got to get this there. I gotta move this back or I'm going to goof things up here. But so we trade little of everything, right? Not just futures, but we trade options and stocks, but we do it mechanically. We're trying to do it mechanically, robotically, so that we can get the emotions and all the noise out of our trading, out of our heads. Don't want to, it just, for those of you that like to play golf, you know when you play a good round of golf and you know when you don't. Some of the best rounds of golf, you'll hear folks say that, and I'm not saying that I have that many of them, but it's effortless. It's just, you're not really thinking about anything. You just kind of like hitting a golf ball, just boom, boom, boom. And it feels effortless. Trading, we would like for it to be the same way, not grinding on all this minutia that really doesn't matter. But yet, there's a lot of people out there propagating, publishing all that garbage. And if you're consuming it, well, if it's getting it done for you, then keep doing it. But if it isn't, you might want to rethink it. Okay, so she just changed directions there a little bit. If you notice the little plus sign in front of the NQ up here in this little position window, that little NQ means she is now long. So she took a little long position. That is off this little trading robot. So she took a small loss. We're to the good though, $995. And we haven't manually had to put on one trade. We haven't had to intervene. We haven't done anything. We're just letting it run. If you have any questions, let us know. Now, again, could we come in? Could I come in and try to scalp it, right? I could, right? I could, but I'm not, right? Just going to stand back and let it run. If I did scalp it, we would classify it as a mechanical trade, right? If I stand back and I just let the machine trade, I refer to that as robotic trading, just let the machine do it, right? So you can blend the two. If I don't have a trading robot, if I'm not trading with the machine, then I am discretionary trading. I'm trading what I think, what I see, what I hear, what someone else thinks, sees, or hears, and that's where most people live and die, in the realm of discretionary trading. And they get real emotional. They get really high, they get really low, because it's very emotional. It's all emotion. I was right. I was right. I was right. Trying to be right, trying to be the smartest guy in the room. We just come at this, no, I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to stay out of it. and and I'll readily arm wrestle you for the right to say that I am the most ignorant person in the room. I don't know anything about the debt ceiling. I don't know anything about interest rates. I don't know anything about anything. Which is not entirely true, but I don't want any of that crap creeping into buying and selling and buying. Why would I? If anyone wants us to plug in a stock or a market into Swing Machine on any interval, you just let us know. Happy to do that. And we'll show you exactly where a Swing Machine went in, how it's positioned, what it's telling us. So I'm happy to do that if you want to give it a somewhat of a real-time acid test. Say somewhat, but just because you're on YouTube, there's about a 30 or 40-second delay. But we're happy to do it. Could be a stock, because we do trade options, right? And we just showed we have another radar that has about 42 or 43 stock trades that have been put on today, and it's profitable in every single one. And we'll show that to you before we part ways if you want to see it. So if you're trading, one of them is up almost 7%. It was a short on Win. Again, this is, you're looking at Swing Machine on a futures. We'll show you another radar here that is trading stock. So generating our stock trades. So let me slide this into view and bring it over here. This is called I put it right in here. This is called the trade generator Pebble Beach, and there's actually a little chart here. Here are the signals. Let me just widen this out here a little bit. They're right here. So it gives us whether we should be shorting or whether we should be buying. This gives us the entry price. This tells us how much we're up or down if you had taken the trade. This gives us a stop level, meaning if the price goes against you, if you shorted at 161.03 and it gets above 163.42, you should stop out. You should close out. And it gives you the date. So I'm going to scroll down and show you how many signals there have been. There have been 42. And we're profitable in every single one, with the exception of one. And this purse is calculated on a $10,000 trade. So you could use options, of course, and be much more efficient in your capital. So if we were to scroll down, you can tell in percentage terms, had you taken Win at this price. Now, I can't speak to, it could have gapped down, could have been a gap. I don't know. Let me go look, see if it gapped. Could have been a little bit of a gap here this morning on Win. With stocks, you got to deal with gaps. But so it would have been 6%, 4%, 3%, if you're using $10,000. But all these trades were today. So this is doing something very specific, and this is how we can trade our stocks and options mechanically as well, or robotically as an example. But I'm going to slide this out of here and now our members get all of these tools. Our annual members get all of these tools on their desktops so they can configure and set up their desktops and plug them in with the stocks and symbols that they want to trade, and just kind of sit back in their office and let the trades get presented to you. And then it's up to you. When you look at Swing Machine here, this trade went off at 1:45 a.m. It's up $2,000. Maybe we have a member that took it at that time robotically, and maybe they made 500, or maybe they took 1,000, or maybe they took 1,200, or maybe they came in a little bit later and made their money. Entirely up to them. 2,200 here at 5:20 a.m., 800 at 9:35, So someone could have come in at 9:35, taken this trade short on the YM, and maybe, maybe they made 500 and they're gone. Yeah. Maybe they made 600, 700 and they're gone. Taking the rest of the day off. They're probably out golfing or out fly fishing. 845, almost 700. Here's gold, 925. Been selling it all day. But you must have, trading skill, right? You got to have a trading discipline. You got to have some game, and you need to learn that, right? You can't watch, just one video on golf and go out and get yourself some golf clubs and the cleats and the knickers and the hat and go out and shoot 80. You're going to have to get your score under 100. Then you're going to try to break 90. And you're going to try to break 80. And just keeping score, but there's a lot of people out there that, they're on the Twitter sphere or they're wherever they are, or maybe your buddies, and, they hit one shot at the driving range, and I hit it 350 yards. I hit it over the fence. Okay, great. Great. Doesn't mean anything. Do they have game? Can they go out and they play? Would that be manual or auto trading to make those gains? Oh, on the stocks, Tina? Those would be auto. If you're I'll wait for you. We're on a little bit of a delay. So Tina's asking, were those manual or auto trading to make those gains? The Pebble Beach, we should probably show that more, that we had that long before we had Swing Machine. So it's really, really good. No, oh, the futures? Would that be auto or manual trading those? Oh, these are auto. Yeah, I mean, if you had programmed it to run and to put the trade in, the machine could have put that trade in at 145 this morning and you'd be up $2,000. 520, you'd be up 2,200. 935, you'd be up. We're not running right now, Swing Machine. We're running this up here. So we're constantly working on programs, and so we're working on this one here, and that's what's posting these numbers right here. So and we'll just mention to everybody, our website is at the moment in construction. We've been around a long time. We're trying to transition from an older website to a newer website, and it's been a little challenge for the hosting company. I'm not really sure why. So they have it temporarily pulled down, and they're working on it, and they've asked us to be patient. We're trying to be, but So I just want to let you know where we are on that. We're either going to have to float back to the earlier website and or they're going to get it done so we can migrate to the new one. Eventually, we will have it at the new website because we've got it pretty well built out. But apparently, there were some issues with the plugins that we used. We used WordPress, and so the hosting companies had some challenges, and that's kind of where we are. So I apologize for the inconvenience, both for folks that are passing by that want to know more about us, and even for our members a little bit. It's been a little challenge, but we're hopefully working around it, and we just have to be patient, unfortunately. We can give you the stats on this little program that's been running. So everyone, we get these questions, what's the performance of something? What's the performance? And, we don't shy away from that. I'm happy to tell you, but I always want to make sure that folks understand, performances will vary, with the market. And when we tell you what the performance is of something, it isn't, please understand, it isn't us saying that you're going to get that performance, or that I'm going to get that performance tomorrow or, 2 weeks from now. This is a constantly, so when somebody says, so, it'd be, for instance, well, I don't know, somebody, I show somebody my new golf clubs. Like, wow, look at these golf clubs, right? And and I hit the golf ball, 170 yards with my 7-iron. And I said, all right, so what did you shoot last week? Huh? What did you shoot? I shot 82. Oh. What does that mean? I mean, what does that mean to you? you know, that if you go get those same golf clubs, that you're going to shoot 82? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I don't know. I don't know, right? So we're happy to show, speak to the performances in run-ups and rundowns. But do you have any trading game? Do you have any trading skill? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, right? You do need to have a, trading skill. So this program has generated what it's generated and is running a profit factor right here, right now of 1.83, meaning it's made $1.83 for every dollar it's lost and every commission. It's had a total number of 12 trades now. It's been profitable on 58.33%. That's pretty high for a trend seeker. We would classify this particular program as a trend seeker. That's why we put that in there. Let's see. We had 3 winning trades in a row. Let's see what else I can tell you. We've been in the market about 60% of the time. The average trade net, the average has dropped down. We're down to about $83. The average time in the trade is 40 minutes. That's been pretty consistent. So each trade is lasting about 40 minutes. And all the trades have been totally robotic. Meaning I have not intervened. I have not gone up there to grab my $35 or $50. I could, but I'm deliberately not doing that. And we're watching it very closely. You can't see it running, but it's running on a chart package, and we're watching it. And I can already pick up on, and that's what we'll do. I mean, we'll spend hours and hours. I've seen one anomaly, and we've made note of it, and we've actually captured it, and we're going to try to see if we can work around that one anomaly. But even with that anomaly, it's doing pretty well. So we're pretty happy with it. So we will continue to run this, You're not going to see it on YouTube, but we will continue to run it. And if it continues to perform, which we think it will, we hope, it will go into what we call a beta strategy. And then we will send it out to our members that are interested in getting, beta strategies. And then if it ultimately passes muster, which could be weeks or months, then it'll go into a library and be available for all of our members, right? Now, I could go up there, Tina, and I could grab that trade, right? I could go up. I mean, and what I would do is I would capture the trade and I would reset the strategy. So I could do both, right? So that would be a mechanical trade. If I don't trade it and I let the machine go in and out and do what it's going to do, then that would be robotic trading. But if I do both, I can live in the realm. So I'm describing this because people are like, I don't get this. What is this robotic mechanical business? I could be in the realm of both, right? I could be running it, which we have plenty of members that do this. They'll be running something robotic and then they'll say, oh, you know what? I'm going to just go grab that money. I'm going to go, for whatever reason. They may be looking at Swing Machine. They may be looking at whatever. They may be looking at their account. They might be looking at their watch. And saying, you know what, I'm just going to take the money. What they're not doing, very unlikely, is looking at a trade and saying, oh, geez, I think the debt ceiling is, this or that or that or this, and I'm gonna throw a trade on because I think the debt ceiling is going to be solved and the market's going to run or something like that. They're not doing that nonsense. Make sense? I hope so. Thanks for the questions, though. So I don't know if you caught that or not. You can't hear. See, I don't run the audio because my machine would say order filled, and our members would be like, wait, they would hear that and cause them angst. But the machine took a small loss, and you can see it went from a long to a short position. Now it happens to be in sync with Swing Machine. It isn't, even though we're showing you Swing Machine and letting you watch Swing Machine. We're not trading Swing Machine. We're trading this down here, right? In another view. But this could be, and this is usually very central to what we do. One could be, trading a program here robotically, and then using the view of Swing Machine mechanically to say, hey, you know what? I think the wind is countering out of the southeast corner, and I'm going to cut this shot. That sort of thing, right? I'm just talking in terms of golf terms. We use golf because it's fun, it's a game, and it's dynamic and it changes and the conditions change and it's to use the word dynamic, I mean, it's dynamic, so that's why it is what it is. Now, if you're trying to play golf, or you're trying to trade the market and you think you're going to corner the market, you're going to triangulate on the market, good luck. Let me know how that works out. Not going to happen. Just isn't. It's dynamic, and the computers are very, very fast, and there's a lot going on. So we are going to need the resources on the computer. It's at 12:15. We've run about 15 minutes over. We want to say thanks, Tina. Thanks for stopping by. We thank everyone for stopping by. And maybe one day we'll see you in our little private club. We're going to continue with the program, though, for the benefit of our members. We'll run this the rest of the day.